Red Bull is probably the most iconic energy drink that arguably started the energy drink craze around the world. In today's video, we look at how did they do it? How did they create 2 billionaires because of it? And some of the most extreme, unique, and fascinating marketing strategies that you can apply into your business. So how did Red Bull start? Well, it started on a business trip to Thailand, where the founder was suffering jet lag. He tried a product to overcome jet lag and had a big idea. How many great products have started? A pain point, a problem, turned into a big idea. He then brought this product home and actually started pitching the idea to investors and how they could expand this product into the Western world. And after much rejection, he decided to go ahead and create it himself. He put $500,000 of his own money in himself and partnered up with the original drink owner to create the star of Red Bull. This launched in 1987 in Austria. He wanted to create a new product in the Western world. And it actually started to act as a drinker's cure from Asia to the whole Western world. He even modified the ingredients and the taste to match what the Western population would want. From there in Austria, it expanded around Europe over the next 2 or 3 years, selling over 1 million cans every day before moving to the US.
Red Bull gives you wings.
And interestingly, when they moved to the US, they had a different business model to some of the giants like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, where they handle all the logistics, manufacturing, and operations in-house. Red Bull was unique by actually outsourcing that. Yes, can you believe it? Red Bull didn't even create their own drinks. But what did that allow them to do? It allowed them to become 100% focused on marketing and promotions.
In it, then anything is possible.
And to help this hit home, guys, Red Bull was spending 1/3 of their revenue in marketing, which is obscene. Most big brands spend like 5–10%. And for comparison, Pepsi only spends 2.5% of revenue on their marketing. So 30% versus 2.5%. And they were able to do all this while keeping costs low. It cost them less than 10 cents to make a can, and they were selling it for around $2. That's a 20x markup, which is incredible for a drink-based product. And the constant guerrilla marketing-like techniques you saw got them going to offices, giving out Red Bull cans, hiring influencers at festivals, even going to bars and nightclubs and giving them to the bartenders to start mixing with the drinks. They literally built this from the ground up like all good entrepreneurs. They tried everything. They were everywhere. They were giving it away for free because they believed in the long-term vision, something I teach a lot of. And look, if you're as energized as me, drinking a can of Red Bull, and you're energized to grow your business, subscribe below so I can give you another dose of caffeine every single week. Another fascinating thing about Red Bull is they create these unique stories. They don't try and fit in with a current trend, they create the trends. They don't try and fit in with an influencer's story, they make the influencer create a new story with a Red Bull parachute or a Red Bull snowboard or a Red Bull suit going into space.
Jumper away.
The creativity with Red Bull is endless, and this is something that we should all be doing constantly. Red Bull's not afraid to stand out, just like me in the red. So think for your own brand. How can I be more guerrilla like Red Bull? How can I stand out? How can I be unique and create this unique content that made Red Bull a billion-dollar brand? Another fascinating thing about Red Bull, which I teach with other billion-dollar brands, is they own everything, not just the drink. So they combine the entertainment, the teams, the IP, everything combined, even the broadcasting. They own it all. And you don't think about this when you see a Red Bull logo on a Formula One track, but they try and own the whole piece of the pie so they can control it and also monetize from all of it. Now look, you may love or hate Red Bull, but you can't deny the amazing marketing and brand growth they've had over the last 30 years. And one fascinating thing is they're not afraid to spend money to stand out in their marketing. Yes, they've spent millions, in fact $50 million helping someone jump from space with the Red Bull logo. But imagine what that $50 million did for the brand in advertising, longevity, promotion. It's pretty insane to take that risk, just like going into space and jumping back to Earth, but it paid off. Another lesson is they focus on creating content as an energy drink company. Kind of bizarre, but they had a lot of influencers creating amazing videos. Imagine the person coming out of a helicopter on a ski slope doing backflips and drinking a can of Red Bull. They were one of the creators of these user-generated content, lifestyle-based videos, and this led to them growing 15 million plus followers on social media, something that most energy drink companies can't figure out, or most beverage and food brands in general. It's kind of hard to make a food-based product or a beverage-based product fun, but Red Bull mastered this. In fact, they really built the blueprint for integrating social media, influencers, and content into what most people would call a basic product, such as a beverage. Another extension of this is where they created Beyond the Story, where they took some of their athletes, their influencers, over 700 of them, to create these in-person experiences, these in-person interviews.
I'm a number 2 mechanic. I built pretty much the whole front end of Sebastian's car. Put the front end of the car together. The internals which sits inside, obviously they're well hidden, and you've got to have very small hands to actually get in there and touch these kind of things, because space.
And these motivating stories, again, taking a drink product and integrating it into real life, into inspiring, educating, and entertaining an audience, something I teach constantly, and something most brands just suck at. And now look guys, if you want wings on your business to fly to new heights of success, make sure you subscribe below so you get more lessons like this from me every single week. Another fascinating part of Red Bull is how they spend their advertising dollar. They don't just run ads, they actually sponsor amazing events. They host entire sporting competitions, Red Bull Racing, Red Bull Brazil, and they have their own events in many extreme sports.
Really just put an exclamation mark on.
So they've been able to captivate an audience and create these viral events. Instead of spending a few dollars on ads, they spend that money on hosting an event that can get millions and millions of organic reach. Another thing I love about Red Bull and the entrepreneurs behind it is they're constantly innovating, a core skill that entrepreneurs need, but a skill that's often lost when you become a billion-dollar brand, but not for Red Bull. They're quick to adapt like a young, small, fast-moving entrepreneur. For example, when TikTok started, they jumped straight into it with the Red Bull-style TikTok dances. When a new category emerges in sport or a new trend emerges, Red Bull isn't afraid to go in and test it. Whereas a lot of billion-dollar brands would have to sit in a boardroom for a year, plan it, map it out, look at it, oh, will this work? Could it damage the brand? Red Bull is speedy and navigates well, just like smaller entrepreneurs, but of course, they're doing it at a billion-dollar level. The other fascinating thing about the influencer marketing strategy at Red Bull is they try and create these long-term partnerships, not these one-time posts. A lot of big brands do one-time posts, but Red Bull actually has a team that goes out into the esports world, the extreme sports world, the music festival world, the nightclub world, to build long-term relationships, to find the best athletes or influencers, and to find the upcoming athletes and influencers. That longevity and partnership level creates a more realistic bond between the influencer and the brand, so the consumer on the other side and the fans of the influencer take it more seriously and therefore a much better performance with their influencer marketing. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope you took some lessons that you can apply not only into your own content creation, but into your own brand and your own entrepreneurial journey. And as always, make sure you subscribe for more videos and check out some more videos I've shot on lessons you can take from billion-dollar brands, from celebrities, some of the best on the planet, to apply in your own wealth creation. Take care.